Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am Tokyo, and it is phenomenal to see you guys again. I know I have not made any videos in the last few weeks. Election happened, I crashed out. Then also, we are in the season of giving diseases and illnesses to people, so I have quite literally been sick, back to back. But I'm here now. I'm alive. I'm a bit sick right now, but I want to keep posting and I want to keep making videos, so nothing's gonna stop me. So I'm gonna be posting a little bit more, maybe some like shorter videos, but just more videos in general, and kind of just try to pop out a few a day of like just some of my favorite Reddit stories. But today I want to get into a little bit more of Am I the A-hole? And these ones are holiday themed. Yes, we've got the cashmere sweater on. The holidays are creeping up. It's around the corner. It might already be here as you're watching this video, or it might be past. Really depends. So I'm going to be reading some Am I the A-hole of Holiday Edition, and well, let's come up with our verdicts. Am I the a-hole for expecting an apology when my in-laws are chronically late? I've been married to my husband for 15 years. In that time, I have taken over preparing holidays for his family and our small family. His parents have always shown up late to every holiday, not just 10 or 20 minutes late, but 1 to 2 hours late. My husband and I have discussed how I feel this is rude and inconsiderate, but he refuses to speak to them about it. Instead, he tells me I should just get over it. We had decided together that they wouldn't bring any significant part of the meal, as they were always late. This year was no different, and my husband forgot that we had made that deal, so his mother was bringing mashed potatoes. He refused and acted insulted when I tried to purchase the potatoes. In typical fashion, his parents showed up about an hour late, which meant we had to wait for them to eat, and the food I had spent all day preparing sat for an hour. Ooh, I cook the holiday meals. That would piss me off. Uninvited. Let's continue. They offered no apology and just became demanding right away, asking me to cut things and fetch things for them. During the meal, they thanked my husband for preparing everything, but he explained that I did it all. They then said, well, it's a joint effort. Am I the a-hole for thinking this family owes me an apology? If anything, you're the a-hole for, never mind, sorry. I was becoming violent, and that is not very ladylike. Yeah, no, that just pisses me off. Especially, I'm very big on, I don't really appreciate it when people don't take into consideration your time, your effort, your energy that you put into things. And then especially not being able to apologize. If you're gonna be an a-hole, at least try to apologize. It's the barest of minimums. And like, even then, I grew up with enough trauma. Even when people would apologize, they would continue doing their same actions again. So I kind of get it of like, but I don't think you're the a-hole for wanting to get an apology. I think that they are definitely a big a-hole for one thing, coming late again. I think your husband is also the a-hole because of the fact that, for one thing, why is he not standing by you? I guess maybe he's not the one making the meal and he's not the one being disrespected. So, by all means, why does it matter? You're his wife. He should be standing by you and not be letting his parents disrespect you in this way. So I say your in-laws are the a-hole, and I say your husband for sure is the a-hole as well. So let me look at some of the the comments. This was a very short one, but still. Yeah, one of the top comments was from Brooke7474. She said, do not expect an apology. I serve the food at that time I specify, and latecomers can reheat theirs when they arrive. That said, since you have held the meal all of this time, it is fair to give them a heads up that you have a new policy. Maybe this means that you eat alone for the first year. Everyone comes to my home on time. Exactly what Brooke said right there. I don't think that it's fair on everyone else that may be hungry. I don't think it's fair on everyone else that did show up on time and everyone else that did make the meals for everything to essentially be on whether or not they respect everyone else's time and if they want to come on time. So I very much love Brooke's approach. I have never had to have this happen. I actually, when I plan like events when it comes to like eating and making food, I always plan that everything is gonna go 30 minutes late because, having lots of, Hispanic family members and Filipino friends, there was a tardiness that is common. So I usually always have like at least the 30-minute. If you come after that, like that is a way big leeway, like, because usually that's when I'm done cooking and that's when I let the food cool down, or I start doing like chopping and stuff. So that's kind of like what I do. You don't need to do that. But again, I don't think you're gonna get an apology. And I think your husband needs to back you a lot. More. A lot more. Thank you. All right, so that one was only just from a few hours ago, so I don't really have any updates or anything from the profile. That was the most recent one. But I'll move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is also from Am I the A-hole? And yes. Am I the a-hole for asking my boyfriend to have Christmas by ourselves? Apologies if this is disjointed. I'm on mobile and have lots of thoughts. I, 37 female, am an introvert at heart. I love staying at home, don't really like crowds or making small talk, the usual introvert stuff. My boyfriend's, 33 male, family lives 20 minutes away, while my family is 7 hours away. Naturally, we spent most holidays at his parents'. His mom just expects that we will be at every holiday, and my boyfriend has a hard time setting expectations about going over there. I got out of Thanksgiving because I had strep throat, so I got to be alone. My boyfriend thinks 8 hours minimum is the time frame we have to be at his parents'. On Christmas Day, his little brother blows up his phone starting at 7 a.m. asking, when are you coming so we can open presents? His brother is in his late 20s. We don't have kids, so it's almost expected that we don't have anything better to do in her eyes. So we should be there. I don't really like his mom. She's loud, obnoxious, and our personalities just don't match up. So I don't enjoy being around her. She's also shown up at our house unannounced twice, which I think is incredibly rude. My boyfriend's dad is great though. I kind of understand that a little bit. Like if I had like my in-laws come to my place unannounced, that would be a little like, what if I'm naked? Back to the story. I told my boyfriend I don't want to go this year. I'd like to stay home and have our own little Christmas with our dogs and enjoy some peace and quiet. He thinks I need to suck it up and go be around his family because it'll cause issues for him if not. I don't think it's his responsibility to manage his mom's feelings. For context, my dad passed away 2 months ago, and honestly, I'm still grieving. I just don't want to be around anyone on Christmas Day. I know I'm going to be sad and I don't want to answer questions about my dad from his mom and be put in an awkward situation where I have to manage my emotions. It's not going to work for me to go home to my mom's Christmas as it's a far drive and I have work the next day. So, am I the a-hole for setting a boundary with my boyfriend and saying I don't want to go? Or am I being selfish and causing an issue? I offered to go for like 3 hours, but he says that's not long enough and his mom will get her feelings hurt. It feels like he would rather me be annoyed and upset than be firm and tell his mother no. Am I the a-hole here? How do normal relationships deal with in-laws and family expectations around holidays? Edit. My post title should have been, Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be around my boyfriend's family for Christmas? Another edit. I in no way have asked my BF not to go to his family's Christmas. I've encouraged him to go and spend all the time he wants with them. I would never ask him to stay home with me. Would I like it? Sure, but I know it's not a realistic ask. So I told him to go and we'll hang out when he gets back. He wants me to go because he doesn't want to deal with questions from his mom about why I'm not there. Not because he wants me there. He said this out loud. Hope this clarification helps. Okay, so I just wanted to read all the updates with that because, you know, fair enough. So I am not by any means a true and complete introvert. I have my social battery drained. I lose a lot of spoons and lose a lot of energy when doing a lot of social things. So I'm a bit of a homebody, even work-wise, I'm a homebody. I'm here. So I very much understand of not wanting to have to do the socializing and interacting. I have to do with a lot of my in-laws and my family as well during this time of year. And especially a little bit more with your explanation of saying that your father just passed 2 months ago and the holiday season being right now, I very much am on your side a lot more. It's not as though this has been an occurrence that you guys have been having like continuously happen where you don't want to go, you say you don't want to go. You've kind of put up with this and putting yourself outside of your comfort zone for a while. I think especially due to your father passing, it is very understandable of you not wanting to do this. The draining, the energy, questions, and you know, I lost my father, I can't even remember how many years ago, but I lost my father when I was 12 going on 13, and it took me 7 years to finally fully understand and process everything. And I guess now it's been 14 years, and you know, there's blessings in disguise of losing your parent when young, but there's also downsides. And same thing about when losing a parent when you're older, which I think you said that you're 37. Like it's a very hard thing to go through. So I personally am on the stance of, I think it is very fair of you even trying to compromise and saying, hey, let me do this for 3 hours. I don't think it's fair to basically shoehorn you into doing exactly what he wants, exactly what his mother wants, exactly what they want to make them feel better when you are also a person grieving. So I say not the a-hole. I wish your boyfriend would honestly have a little more empathy for you in this and have a little bit more of a shiny backbone. What is with these stories right now with men with no shiny backbones? All right. So generally looking through the comments, I'm saying not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole for our girl over here. Except I do see one. If you keep him from going, you're the a-hole. Oh, okay. That's why I see she had that edit saying that she's not keeping him from going. It's just that she does not want to go. So it's kind of, honestly, it's one of those, it's a him problem thing at a certain point. What is this? The Skadiver. I can't read sometimes, I'm sorry. Not the a-hole. He's a bit of an a-hole for not thinking 3 hours is enough. I had the exact situation. Nearby a large family for me, small distance family for her, distant somewhat emotionally in addition to physically. Nice people, but not into the holidays like my family is. She always wanted quite little Christmas. I want loud and tons of people and fun. Then later on in the day, quiet down, yada, yada, yada. I'm on this person's side too. I think that OP, your long-term boyfriend or your boyfriend needs to have a little more empathy for you. I don't think it's very fair, especially with your father passing recently, for him to kind of not stand by you a little bit more, especially especially with your father passing recently. I'm guessing none of his family members have passed. Maybe sometimes people have this really hard time with empathizing when they have not specifically had an experience yet. But I say that you are not the a-hole, and honestly, I hope that you can have your homely little Christmas with your pets. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye out for your account. Unfortunately, I've been seeing so many stories being taken down recently, so I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, even though it's only a few hours old. But if there are any updates on the stories, guys, I will get that out there for you. But not the a-hole. Next story. All right, so this one is, am I the a-hole for not inviting my mom's side of the family for Christmas? My husband, 31 male, and I, 31 female, recently lost a much-wanted pregnancy last month. The whole ordeal was traumatic and required emergency surgery, during which I lost our baby. I've been recovering both emotionally and physically since then. The upcoming holidays are especially tough, as we were planning to announce the pregnancy around Christmas time. My parents are aware of my situation. My mom is a tough love type of parent and not emotionally supportive. She's not the kind of person to let me cry on her shoulder, hug me, or tell me everything will be okay. She's more of a life happens, move on type, which is pretty much what she said to me during my pregnancy loss. That is heartless. Anyway, I'm still grieving my loss. I know I can't rely on my mom for emotional support I need, and that's okay. I have my husband, I'm in therapy, and I have a few friends to rely on. At least that much, good. Every Christmas, we spend the holiday with my mom's side of the family. My husband and I despise going there because they have no boundaries and harass us with questions like, when are you having kids? Why aren't you pregnant yet? You're just getting older. Don't you feel bad that your parents aren't grandparents yet? Given what we've been through, I told my mom I didn't want to celebrate with that side of the family this year. I'd rather have a small celebration with just immediate family at my new home and avoid all the questions. My mom didn't like that answer and said I need to accept what happened to me and basically get over it. I told her I have accepted it, but that doesn't mean I want to be around people who question why I'm not pregnant yet. Here's where I might be the a-hole. She said it wasn't fair that I invited my dad's sister, but not her sister. My dad's sister is incredibly understanding and hasn't questioned me about having kids. I have a better relationship with her than my mother's side of the family. I have a better relationship with her than my mother's side of the family, who are all gossips. I knew if they found out about my pregnancy loss, I would be the talk of the town. My mom hasn't talked to me since. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my mom's side of the family for Christmas? I don't want to keep the trend going up with these stories of essentially OP being not the a-hole, but I mean, I don't think you're the a-hole. Holidays are is the time of year that you want to spend with family, with people that are close to you. And yes, there is wanting to be around family and closeness and bonding, but at the same time, when there's certain types of losses, I feel like you get a very valid out that should be respected. There's hopefully gonna be 10, 20, 30 more Christmases with all of these family members. And I think especially with you having your loss, and especially I understand of having gossip, chismosa kind of family members for sure, and not being around them. And I'll actually give an example of when I was a child. We would go to one of my aunts. She was actually my cousin. It's a whole Cuban, whatever. It's a whole thing. She was kind of my aunt and my cousin. Again. But I didn't want to go because I didn't like the environment, I didn't like the people, I didn't like some of those family members, and it's not like my entire family was going. It was just only my siblings that were going, and I put up the tantrum of a lifetime, and I didn't not have to go, and it was a great holiday for me. But in general, especially I understand of the tough love, kind of emotionally neglectful kind of mother and parental figure, and that's already tough as it is. I'm glad to hear that you're in therapy. I'm very glad to hear that your husband is supporting you as well. Finally, a supportive husband or partner in one of these stories. Jesus Christ. But I say you're not the a-hole. And let me go to the comments because I want to see if some of the other replies. So one of the top comments says, someone you don't know, not the a-hole. Given her position, my mom did not like the answer I said. I need to accept what happened to me and pretty much get over it. I think you should respond to this. She said it wasn't fair that I invited my dad's sister, but not her sister, by telling her that she needs to accept what happened to her and pretty much get over it. Be heartless. No, but honestly, yeah. Accept that this is my decision and get over it. Throw it back in her face. I'm a messy person a bit like that, okay? I don't even talk to my mother. That's how messy I am. But I'm a messy person. Grab it, throw it back at her. Let her have it. She gives tough love, she can take it. Pretty much all the rest of the comments are not the a-hole, and I have to agree with that. I do not think that OP is the a-hole in any way. I really do hope that you'll have a swift emotional recovery and a swift physical recovery. And I hope that also as you start getting a little more inner peace, especially with going to therapy and maybe even putting up more boundaries with certain things and people in your family, that when the next time comes around that you may have the opportunity of pregnancy and, you know, wanting to get through that you'll be very emotionally strong for that. I know it's very, very hard. And I bid you the goodest of lucks and, you know, recover, self-care, and I believe that you would make a very good mother and your husband a very good father someday. So that's gonna be it for this video today. So a little bit of a holiday one. Like I said, I'm gonna be posting videos a little bit more frequently, just so then I can kind of get a little bit more out there, especially with the holidays. I've got a lot more free time on my hand. I am sick. I will be sick in the next video and I will be sick in the next, but hopefully you won't be sick of me. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If there's any suggestions or anything you would like, let me know in the comment section down below. I have other social medias that you can follow me on, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Alrighty, bye bye.